We're here to celebrate Susanne Bartsch. I was one of the first people really to celebrate her because of what she has always brought to New York nightlife. She's somebody who celebrates the outsider, who brings us all together regardless of race or gender or sexuality. And all through the bad times of New York nightlife, she still kept her party going. So I find her an inspiration. She's unbelievable, and she's ageless, and her looks are beyond. I mean, they're surreal. She's sci-fi. She's so beautiful.
It wasn't planned. It's an organic thing. The story is good whenever it's playing. It's not about it's right now or it should be here or it should be there, but it is coinciding, I guess, with something I've already done since my entire life. Everybody is a person. It's not about what your sexual preference is, what color you are. It's about people living life and uniting, and that's becoming much more of a topic as we speak, which is great. You know, whatever gender you want to be, you can be, and I've been that way all my life, so it's not like something that's coinciding. It's just how it is with my life. So.
And now, how does it feel to be at this year's LGBT Film Festival?
It feels amazing.
It's very surreal.
It's very surreal,
It's been a very long time coming. We've been working for a long time on this film within this community, so it feels like it's such an intense homecoming. This film is very New York. This film is very it's a very stand out, just be who you are, inside the norm, outside the norm, queer, straight. It's a very specific type of film that is amazing to be here at New Fest.
And I think we're at a crossroads now where LGBT films are not something that are seen in the mainstream, and we're hoping that with stories like Suzanne's and many more, we can sort of push them into the mainstream because they're not there enough, they're not present, and we're hoping this film does that in some way.
Now, can you explain to us a little bit about what was the process making this film?
The process was very difficult. Suzanne, a lot of people wanted to make documentaries on Suzanne. And Alex and I and our team sort of just started filming her, and we filmed her for a long time. We never talked about doing a documentary. And then after 6 months of filming her, we said, we think we have enough for a doc, we should keep filming.
Which is hilarious because the second that we saw her, we knew that we had a documentary. She was at FIT putting together 120 different mannequins that looked like her. And she's telling people what to do, and she was an artist at work in a way that was not common. So we just kind of just kept filming the process of her, she's not a nostalgic person at all, putting this whole museum piece together that's all about the past and bringing it to the present. And that's pretty much what this film is about, the past and present coming together.
And with so much footage, how do you choose what makes the final cut? Or how do you want to tell the story?
This could have been a 7-hour film. We went through, I think, 150 hours of just Suzanne's home movies.
With the message of the film specifically, how do you think it's so important, especially in this time right now that we live in?
I mean, it's incredibly important. I think we're living in a time in America and all over the world, really, but in a time that is totally intolerant to who we are as people. And I think that Suzanne is an example, and there's many more, but Suzanne is an example of how you can be open to all people.
National Coming Out Day just passed.
Yeah.
What message would you tell people who are kind of struggling with embracing their identity?
Oh, come out, girl. It is time. It is it's way past time. It is we can be who we want to be, and we don't have to be ashamed of it at all. It is.
Yeah, and the idea of having to be anything specific and not just who you are right now is what you should be free to do. The idea that you have to be put into any box in any way is a shame because we're all so different. We're all so similar. That the idea of having to be anything.
It feels like coming out now is an act of protest. It's time to do it. It's time for all of us to do it and just sort of take the leap. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
For me, coming out as trans was probably the single most important thing that I've done in my whole life. And to anybody struggling to cope with that same thing or any kind of queerness, just know that there's somebody out there that's gonna love you and accept you, just like my partner loves and accepts me. So,
what has Suzanne done for you, and how she inspired you?
Well, she was the first person to hire me for a party in New York City, and it was really exciting.
What has that meant for your legacy in this industry?
Well, I mean, it's certainly lasting. I still make a living from nightclubs and things like that.
Now, I love all your outfits. How is fashion such an important part in the LGBT community?
Well, I think it's all about expressing yourself. I'm not sure. I don't really follow fashion. I think that I more are into personal style.
And with that about embracing yourself, why is the LGBT Film Festival, and especially Suzanne's film, so important right now in this generation that we live in?
Well, Suzanne always supported people that were different and alternative lifestyles. So being transsexual, she definitely was always great and didn't care.
Thank you so much. So what can you say about her involvement in the industry throughout her career?
Well, she's never backed down. She's never gone away. She's been a constant in the nightlife. And Susanne has also branched out. She's done art exhibits, and the Love Ball for years was a big AIDS benefit. She's branched out into charity and to all nature of creative arts.